first,
All set. Hmm.
congratulate you with the album that's coming out. Can you explain to me what brought you to making this Christmas album?
Oh, yes. Yes. Thank you so much. Works for a couple of years.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't know. We have a first album that came out in late 2020 that we're so proud of. There's something about a first album that people do that just seems to have a little extra special to it. And then as the band evolves, we have the second, third, fourth, fifth, and so we're on our second, and it really evolved out of what do we need for our live show? What do we need? We need fun, engaging, interesting, emotional, all of these different things that when I put myself into the audience, what do I want to hear? What would make me feel like I want to be there and enjoy it? And so this album contains a lot of high energy, a little harder edged than our first album. Um, some more vocals and some classics. Just like our arrangements on classic songs like Winter, which is a tour de force violin song, and things like that. So I would say it's probably 80 to 85% arrangements of Christmas songs, and then the rest is original music that we wrote and lyrics and beautiful beautiful things to contribute to the wonderful holiday repertoire kind of thing.
Yeah, where did your affinity with the Christmas
Yeah.
comes from? Because I saw you worked with Christmas albums before. And,
Yeah, what was the first part of that question?
where did your affinity with the Christmas comes from?
Oh, my affinity? Like what, why? Are you
Yeah,
saying like why even in the first place?
yeah.
That's a great question. I I always loved, I mean, everyone loves Christmas music. I think it starts from when you're a kid and you feel the magic of the season and the innocence and life about where were you when you learned, about Santa? No spoilers here, but that kind of thing. And it was just a precious time. And in my 20s, um, which was a couple decades ago, I ended up arranging a bunch of songs, Christmas songs, for my family to sing. My sister Catherine has just a absolutely gorgeous, beautiful voice, and I arranged for her "Do You Hear What I Hear?" And then I had my three sisters singing on Wonderland, for example. And I was thinking about it the other day that it's kind of always been something that I've loved. And then when I was in the group Mannheim Steamroller, do you guys know that group out there?
I haven't heard of it before, but I saw it in my research. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay, wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, it's a group that's been around for decades, and it's a holiday tour. Very successful, very well done, and 7 years. And it's a bus tour, first class, and beautiful, unbelievable old theaters and wonderful people and thousands of people. And it's a big deal here in the U.S. And I was with them, and I I let that go in 2018 because that was the first year, the first season. Uh, my wife and I had a baby in 2017, so she was old enough in 2018 to leave for 7 weeks. But I did love being on tour, and I did love being with like fellow musicians and the camaraderie and being in different towns and seeing different things, and playing Christmas music. So in 2018, when I was off the road, I had a pretty good case of FOMO, fear of missing out. Uh, and I kind of said, I still want to do this. How would I do it if I were going to do it and be the creator? And again, put myself in the audience. What would I hear? What would I want to feel? Um, and it kind of all tied in, to the record in my 20s and where am I now? And I've been on the road with a rock star for 20 years, getting that energy and that feel and seeing those audiences. How do I put this all together into something that would make me say, that's pretty good. I want to go see that. That's kind of how that came together.
Nice. How do you like create these tracks when you know there's so many people who know these songs so very well? How do you go about that?
Okay, so one of my mentors, Dennis DeYoung, who is the lead singer, was the lead singer of Styx. We were together for about 20 years until the pandemic. Um, and he's a great he's a great speaker just in general. And he would say these little pearls of I would kind of, my antenna would catch, and let's keep that in mind. And one of the things that he said that I thought was really, really cool was like, we kind of need to please ourselves first as artists, because really, how would we expect our music to affect other people if we ourselves aren't moved by it? So that's kind of become a mantra for mine, whatever I'm doing, whatever project, whatever I'm producing or writing or arranging. Am I there yet? Am I feeling over there listening to a mix or something? And it's like, you just know when it kind of clicks together, you know it's there. And what does that mean? That means a lot of experimentation, a lot of listening and drawing from what got me excited to listen to. I want to put some element of that in there. And it always ends up sounding unique, even if you're borrowing or from other artists. It still comes out you. It can't help but come out you, unless you're really just copying a track or something like that. But by the time you're inspired, you start working, and then the hours, and then the blood, sweat, and tears, and the defeats, and the victory. After that all plays its role, and you're at the end. Does it move you? If it does, it's on the album. If I've got a folder in my computer of things that still need, to be nurtured and massaged and wow. So if I feel like I've had something to contribute, something unique to say to this genre that everyone has played a role in, then I feel okay about putting it out there and then letting the people decide if it's something they like.
Nice, nice. Let's look a little bit at the tracks that you are having on the album, and let's start on with "The Light That Shines." It has like a very catchy pop feel to it for me, and I like that. Can you tell me a little bit about this one?
Thank you so much. Um, let's see. With light and joy, we celebrate the season that we all await. With love and kindness that will embrace the light that shines in every place. Um, Bringing people together, uniting people. We actually opened our concert with that. And I would love to be out where you are, bringing this music to you. And I was like, how neat would it be to be out with all of you? Um, but anyway, it's a song that is uniting, and in this kind of interesting landscape of a world that we're in, maybe always have been in, but it seems a little pronounced now. It's just kind of like, hey, okay, let's come together, which is, I think, what embodies the holiday spirit, whether we want it to or not. It just kind of does that, the holiday season.
Yeah, I think so. Um, Carol of the Bells. I think it's a track that's like really kicked off in the last couple of years in the social media. People seem to use that one a lot for their videos, what they want to post. You made a very beautiful version out of it, and I think I was really wondering how you made these arrangements like that.
Okay, yeah. So that, I mean, it's just such a gorgeous piece of music, Christmas song of all time. Um, on that one, well, if you're going to be in the arena of Christmas music, you have to have a version, and in a good, darn good version. David Foster's "Carol of the Bells" is like, I just love it so much. It's perfect. That is a perfect arrangement. Mannheim Steamroller has just a nice kind of rockin' version of that. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, amazing version of that song. It's power, and everyone kind of goes like pretty rock with it. And I wanted it to be a little more um, softer or feminine, you know. And when we play it live, we have just some beautiful lighting and effects and things going on, and it's just a moment to kind of just get a little less rambunctious. We get there with it at the end. It's kind of like a story. It builds up to that. It starts out with just the bells. And when I was looking for a sound, I have to decide, is this a piano thing? Is this an electric piano thing? Is this a synthesizer? Is it a string thing? Da 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 da. And so I pulled up some different bells sounds and I started putting them together. And it started to feel, it started to have that magical Christmassy feel. And I was in it. So I was like, okay, so let's create, let's explore. And it goes through these little modulations, and then it goes through another modulation and starts to build in intensity. It starts to grow. Finally, there's kind of a climax. It builds up to a nice climax. And then it releases back to the bells, and then it builds back up to the second climax. And it's by the time you're done hearing it, you're kind of like, okay, that was pretty cool. So
Yeah, I can imagine that one being amazing to see live. So too bad I can't be around for those shows you have in the US. If you look at Toy Soldiers, I feel it's having a very modern sound and very energetic. Why did you choose to include this one in the album?
that's a great question. I think that drawing from classical music is a great resource. And, Tchaikovsky, the Nutcracker, it's Christmas time, especially here in the US. Maybe it's the same with you. But that melody, there's is that one, just the way I wish I had a piano connected so I could play. Just the way that plays, the way it feels under the fingers, the way it lends itself to guitar melody, uh, just spoke to me. And then, of course, it has that middle section that's just kind of, it's another adventure. It gets real intense and it's a kind of a unison line. The whole band comes together and plays it. And again, I have it going through two keys, I think two keys, maybe three keys in that one. I love very unexpected and exciting. Modulations, for those who don't know, is just when the key changes. So it's kind of like you're in one key center and one sort of color, and then suddenly we're lifted here. Oh, we're same melody, we're in a different key. Oh, that's fun. Oh, it went again. Um, and then finally it crashes back to the introduction again, and then it follows out. It finishes out with the famous melody. I would sing it for you, but nobody wants.
All right. Um, the last one I want to ask you a bit about for the songs. It's like winter. You've mentioned it before. Yeah, I feel that that is a track that kind of goes beyond Christmas even. It's like the title says winter, perhaps, but yeah, you made a very nice piece of it. I think very refined. Um, Even when you combine it with a bit of a heavier touch, it gives a very dramatic feel. How do you look at this track?
Yes, yes. You're so right. It's not associated with um, Christmas per se. It is called Winter. It's from the Four Seasons Suite by Vivaldi. Um, and it's funny, as I'm thinking about it, we have Alexa here. Alexa play Christmas music, that kind of thing. Um, and she tends to play that one a lot on the School Christmas channel. Um, it's an opportunity to show off our seriously amazing violinist. I like to brag about her. Actually, we have two violinists in our group. The one that's on the recording is, her name is Erica, and she is from Italy. Um, And I have Italian heritage as well, and so does our singer, which is why it's Luminare Christmas. Luminare is light in Italian. And opportunity for the audience to go, wow, the virtuosic playing, the fury, the showmanship, the musicianship in that one is really what I wanted to highlight. Again, in a live show, it's like you can look at the guitar player shred and be musical and like wow. You can listen to the singers and be like, ah, oh, this is amazing, beautiful. You can listen to the violinist and just be dazzled by the technique and the precision and just the intensity. You feel it from the player to the audience. So again, thinking of the live show, what am I going to put on the album? Songs that really can show off the band and give the audience a trip, a journey, an adventure. Dennis DeYoung, he has a way of writing songs. Not all of his songs. He writes songs and whatnot, but he has some songs like The Grand Illusion. It's a story. It starts, and then it goes here, and then we're here, and then it releases. And okay, now, wow! And by the end, it's like that feeling I was saying before, like, wow, we've just experienced something, and it mattered. It made me feel. It wasn't just like, oh, that was really nice, cool. No, it was impactful, raising the vibration, of the people who are experiencing it. That's kind of the goal, so that everyone hopefully comes out of it a little lifted, a little, wow, that was. I'm really glad I saw that. That was made me feel really good.
Yeah, I think that's really nice to bring it in words. Do you have a favorite Christmas song for yourself?
You know what? I would have if it's a Carol of the Bells. God rest ye merry gentlemen, because that's I think that's on our first record, and that one is super powerful. It's a violin. Do, 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 do. Um, I really am fond of the arrangement we did on "Oh Holy Night" because it's such a beautiful song. It really is. It's so meaningful. Uh, if you're not feeling anything, I don't know what else to do. You know what I mean? And I didn't write it. It's just I feel the same way. If there's a good arrangement of that song, it's awe inspiring. I mean, Celine Dion's version is insane. It's so good. So that's just our contribution to that, and I'm particularly proud of that one. I think it came out okay.
Yeah, nice. You have some live shows coming up in the US, of course, for the Christmas season. Um, you already told us a little bit of what we can expect if you would be visiting a show. But can you explain to us for people who can't be there, like what is a typical live experience for a show like that?
Yes. Well, the tone is set immediately as people are walking in. It's kind of like a sort of a virtual snow globe theater. There's certain music and sounds that are happening. We're working with a company out here that does natural oils, and so we're going to try and possibly next year. We've been meaning to incorporate scents to our shows so we can it can be sensual, where we're hearing and we're seeing and smelling and whatnot. So you walk in and maybe there's going to be a pine smell. Um, it's a very visual show. We have a director who it's just it's just beautiful, juicy colors and video screens kind of accentuating. Everything is working together. So we have the lighting and the band. So when we go boom, the lights go boom and smoke goes, the things that you would expect to have impact. Um, and of course, it centers around the arrangements and the players of this amazing band. I set out to put a band together where the least whatever. I wanted people who were just absolutely amazing and show stopping in their own way. So it's very it features the singer and then the guitar player and then the violinist and then me and then it just gets passed around a lot. So it's always kind of keeping people's attentions. I would say I probably have a little bit of a and everybody probably has a little bit of an attention span issue. Coming to our show, there's no shortage of keeping your attention and engaging you and helping you feel different emotions and and primarily getting into the holiday season first and foremost.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. I've watched some of the videos that you have on the website to get a little bit of sense of how that looks like already. I will link them, of course, below so people can have a look. Are you going to make more videos of that during the show, or do you want to like keep it as a surprise for the show itself?
I think we're always gonna, each year we grow, we play uh, bigger venues and hopefully more people and more places, and we want to be documenting as we go. So yes, there will be more. There will be more videos released. We have a television special coming out where I believe we have like 9 videos, different songs. Um, and so people will be able to see it that way. But this is year 4 for us, so we're still pretty brand new. And like I said, we want to document this journey and make sure that for ourselves and for hopefully audiences can look back in 10, 20, 30 years and say, oh, that's how they started. It's the
That's,
dream.
that sounds amazing. Last question: do you have a Christmas wish or like some wisdom that you want to share with the world?
Oh my gosh, Christmas wish. Um, I try and live my life and humbly, very, very humbly. And it's taken me years, if not a lifetime, to get to a place where if we can live in gratitude, that is so clears out so much nonsense, first of all, but it also invites more good for ourselves, which we can then bring out to others. So I try, and it's interesting because we're all human. We all have tendencies. The more we can do for others, the more our own happiness benefits. It's weird. It's like a catch-22. We think, well, I need to, and then everything is like, no, the more you do for others, the more it comes back to you. Like volunteering, like helping people, like mentoring people, like going to a school and reading to kids. These things, I don't know if you've ever done it, but every time I do it, I get more out of it. You think you're going to you're going to feed people like, look at me, how cool am I? I'm helping you. It's not that at all. It's like, oh my gosh, honored to serve. And it's a weird thing that happens. So I would say to everyone, if you can experience that, it might just make a little change in all of us that can be a little seed that grows into bigger and better things for all of us. Because, we all are connected very much. I hope that's the best I got right now. I don't even know if that's a good answer.
I think those are really nice words, and I really hope people take something from that. I want to thank you very much for your time, and I wish you good luck with all those shows. And looking forward to see a little bit back from that later. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And it was lovely chatting with you.
Yes, thank you. All right. Have a nice
Okay.
day, Dan. and hopefully we'll see
You,
someday.
I hope so. I hope so. Very nice to meet you. Take care.
Nou,
Bye bye.
bye.